Putin. And we have to deal with all that comes with him. Uncorrected vision leads to skewed perspective, poor judgment, and wasted effort. I remember in the middle of the year 2018, our dear founder, Professor Tuahine, started unfolding his vision about a body of executive doctors who command respect in their societies because they have armed themselves with evidential proof and knowledge on how societal and industrial issues can be addressed. A body that has become the go-to for our governments and leaders because they constantly look at issues and challenges in their societies, research on them, and come up with solutions. The NiBS Alumni Association is version 1.0 of that body. And so far, a number of interactions, after a number of interactions and dialogues, during that time with the founder and a couple of our colleagues at that time, 5 matters emerged, including myself. We have Dr. Keremi, whom you've just heard from, Dr. Dor, Dr. Amosai, Mr. Prempe, to chart this course. There's a Chinese proverb that says that one being, no matter how big, cannot support an entire house on its own. And so I use this opportunity to say a big thank you to the 4 matters that joined me when we decided to take up this vision that Professor Tuahine has in the birthing of the Association 1.0. Let's give them a hand of applause. At that time, we were few in number as an alumni, but through the hard work and the guidance of the president and his team, Dr. Hord at that time played a key role as well. And with the help of the Almighty God, today we are over 200 members in this body and still in counting. We have people who are still yet to graduate. And we say, thank you to Professor Tuahine for also, sharing his vision with us and making us a part of all this great journey that we find ourselves on. Let us give him a round of applause as well. During our tenure, there were a couple of things that we managed to put in place. As a body, we had no office. We didn't even have an email address. We didn't have anything. So, after roles were given to a few of us, inducted into, I think this was even before we were formally inducted, into offices. There was the need to create an alumni office. So the school gave us a room. And then, we managed through a loan that was given by the school to furnish it. Our organizing secretary, in the form of Dr. Amosai, is very good with that. He got us running, got a few, furniture and stuff in place so that any alumni who seeks to relax, come visit the school, can also visit the lounge and relax. And with that, we had to employ an office manager. Then the next thing we did was also to actually look at creating a database, because we needed to know who is part of this body and also be able to keep track of things like our birthdays and what we're doing in our various industries and societies. So you see the usual happy birthday, Dr. So and so coming on here and there. Somebody's launching a book and here and there. And then with that, of course, COVID came and didn't make life very easy for us. So, it was very difficult meeting face to face, but that also gave birth to this alumni lecture series where we managed to, update each other quarterly. We look at topics that experts amongst us and even outside come and share information with us. Yes, the alumni graduation dinner induction ceremony kept going. Is something that we adopted, and it's been going on for a while. Then we came up also with the advertising week, which we encourage members to patronize and share about what they're doing, in their own spaces, so that we can recognize them. And if there be any business opportunity, to call each other to support one another. Then I think in February, after a lot of thoughts and all, trying to put things together, COVID rearing its head again. A lot of the activities, even fanfares and stuff, put on hold. We still managed to push forward with our maiden conference, a short conference where we had a visiting guest from the United States to share some thoughts with us. So all these and many little things that we did in the newsletter and stuff like that, we put together during our time. But we all know that one of the things that fuel activities is what? Is money. And so in the course of our tenure, we tried, through the office to try and beef up our dues, touching base with the various alumni to make sure that we get our dues in place. And it's one area that we still have a challenge. So we will, employ all of you, wherever you find each other, maybe as you say hi and all, you ask, have you paid your dues? If nothing at all, that's one task that I will plead that you help us with, even with the incoming executives. I know you will do that because you're smiling, and it will help our incoming financial secretary very well. So as we did that, there were times that some of us, we organize ourselves in a small way. Maybe there's a conference here, there's a trip here, just to get together, and support each other. There is a Chinese proverb that says the battle of grasshoppers is a feast for the hawks. Meaning that if we are not united, we only open ourselves and our doors for attack. So one of the things that I will entreat all of us to do is to stay connected and get to know each other very well, even as we move to our phase 2.0. I take this opportunity to congratulate the incoming executives once again. Our insightful leader, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, once said, and I quote, "Action without thoughts is empty. Thought without action is blind." End of quote. You see, in extraordinary times, leaders are meted. During your campaign, you told us wonderful things. You shared great ideas with us on how you seek to move this great body forward. I encourage you to please give legs to those words that you shared with us, and give sight to those wonderful thoughts that you shared with us. And I know that with the help of the Almighty God and the support of every alumnus collectively, we will succeed in making the Nobel Business School the reference point in doctoral education on the continent and beyond. And the alumni that belongs to this body, a force to reckon with in our society. I echo once again to our incoming executive. God bless you for standing up to take the baton, and may He be your strength and guide. Thank you for your attention. I think we can do a little bit better than that for the cathedral. The world is rapidly changing, and visionary leaders make it work. Things are changing around us every day. With that vision,
well benefited, and we are still contributing our quota to the development of our country and the continent Africa and the world at large. In that government speech, she did mention that we are over 200 members. That tells you the, the gathering of professionals. We can find all many professions. We have engineers, we have doctors, medical doctors, we have celebrated marketers, we have accomplished accountants. You can think about it. West, I would love to also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Chowdhury, the CEO of KUK Insurance Company Limited. Let's give it to him as well. How? Said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step is taken by someone. That room was given by someone. And it's about time we hear from that special person. A round of applause. Let's welcome our president and executive dean, Professor Pepu Etiagimujuman. What can do it all by his voice?
The most important thing is that we know the kind of people that become friends, and that should be the kind of tool career to enhance your own life. We'll get to a point where the people be very right? After the fact that suppose the school, I cannot overemphasize that point. Why? Because all the schools that you are now, lots of people want to have. Not all of us. Why do you know how better you have a primary results come out of the few things that we are trying to that I will seek your support. For example, we're going to introduce the master's program. Right? We create the master's program. And we want everything we always want to be very good. Now we need that each student who enrolls in that program will have an alumni rate. Because you know, in Ghana, everywhere, you know, so that is one way of building our the other thing we want to do is an endowment. We went for the Ghana Commission. And every institution that is going for charter application has one endowment. So we want to diversify our revenue. In 2 years' time, we are going to seeking your support through the alumni to find ways of building an endowment in the school. Everybody understands. So I'm doing all right. Okay. The other issue is we're going to introduce an executive PhD program, which is the same as a doctor. You know, some people tell us now that the doctors are changing that is so we hope to do that. The last thing that we look to start is our school of this is already started. And I'm happy to do one of the ways that is that once you train your or your work with everyone, why don't you do something? That's good. Short program is one of the luckily we have I wish I didn't know whether to use that. I wish I had something because remember this. Let's assume you know going forward, do this
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another round, please. I love the second part because the second wave of applause is always the highest. Oh, thank you very much. We are grateful. And the challenge you've thrown to the incoming executive, I think we have accepted it in good faith. As part of the association, I believe that these are allowable ideas that we need to push for. So at this point, we will just enjoy a little bit of a very soul-sweeping Ghanaian musical interlude for us to have some reflective moments before we go to the next item. I personally enjoy Ghanaian music, and I want to believe that most of my colleague doctors here and distinguished guests enjoy. So, give us a short musical interlude for us to, reflect a bit and see how far. Lots of activities have happened over the period. Members have done a lot, presentations, published books, and what have you. It's a good opportunity for us to get to know some of the works that some of the alumni members have done. At this point, I'll call on Mrs. team to come forward with a round of applause so she reads and introduce to us some of the books. Well, let's give her because she's going to give us a good job. Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you. I believe one of the major criticisms for academia is that we do a lot of good work, but it just circulates within us. And so I believe one of the things we can do once we are here or out of here to put our works and books that can connect academia to industry. And I think it's exciting that some of our members have come up with some books, and I just want to share a few of their thoughts and encourage you to pick some of the books. There's a way you can support them to keep writing. Even if you don't read the book, you can buy them for your friends, your staff, the branch manager. And the first book is The Diary of a Branch Manager. The Diary of a Branch Manager, and it was written by Dr. Genevieve Duncan. And sometimes we believe we know all that a manager, a branch manager goes through to keep the bank working, profitable and flourishing. But so much happens to achieve such. And with over a decade experience in running a branch, Genevieve brings to the fore the many issues that faces branch managers. But she does that in a very straightforward, insightful way. She provides an essential toolkit that every branch manager needs to walk the fine road of keeping customers happy and the bank impressed with the figures that the manager is churning out. And we all know that these two categories of people are at opposing ends. The customers want very low fees. The bank is looking for profits. And the manager is in the middle, striving to achieve and make the customer happy and the bank happy. I mean, add that to that, a number of staff that the branch manager has to manage, technology and all of that. And you realize that there's a mix of very challenging things that the manager has to go through. What Genevieve has done is to provide a guideline, a toolkit for every branch manager. So once you have that, you are sure that your branch is going to do well, your bank will be happy with you, and your customers will be happy with you. And that's why I'm saying, even if you don't need it, and buy some for your branch manager, it's outside, and it's a very small book, but very packed and nice. And I'm sure that all the managers, all the upcoming young people that want to get to the bank, and one as a guide. So that is what Dr. Genevieve Duncan has done. The second book is titled Intentional Wealth 2.0, Building with the Pentagon World Model. The title, just the title is exciting, isn't it? Dr. Evans Dia wrote this book. What he tries to do is to look at the different nurturing and nurturing of individuals in their desire to get wealth. And I believe I want one of those because, you know, where I come from as Christians, we are used to moving it, clean it, process it. I mean, if that happened all the time, then all of us would be very rich. And what Dr. Bia is teaching is that to create wealth and sustain wealth, there's a high level of intentionality, and there are things you need to do and principles you need to abide by. And as a scholar of this institution, Dr. Bia has added on very interesting twists and turns in the book. So it's very unlike your regular wealth book. It mentions things like MIPPS, Wealth Definition Model. I don't know what that is, but I'd love to know. He also mentions the Gia Wealth Creation Equation, and then the Heptagon Wealth Creation Models. Very interesting things you need to know. Dr. Bia is a lecturer and an entrepreneur. He has a doctorate in business leadership and lectures at the Apia Minka University of Skills and Training and Entrepreneurship Development. He's also a consultant with Xstart Business Consult. That tells you that he has a lot of experience, and he brings that experience to bear on the book that he has written. And quite a voluminous book. Please do get one if you want to be wealthy. One. Finally, we are looking at the third book authored by our own MC, Dr. Victor, and the title is VUCA World and the Future of Corporate Strategy and Leadership. This book looks at strategic leadership and strategic thinking in organizations. I'm sure we all know it's the bedrock for every successful organization to have very good strategic leadership and plan. But what it tries to do in this book is to put this book in context of our current global environment. All sorts of things that are changing all the time. You know, pandemics that show up and your strategy is thrown out of the window because you are not expecting it. I mean, technology is changing so rapidly that if you are not changing very quickly, then your strategy doesn't work. In this book, he teaches and guides strategic leaders and managers on how to function in this very volatile environment, what he calls the VUCA world environment. And I think and I believe that every single person here needs this book. Again, very nicely done, printing quality, excellent. And all these books are out here. Let's support them And we encourage all of you also to keep writing. I'm sure and I hope that, I don't know how it works, but every one of them says my doctorate is from SBS, or I don't see NIBS anywhere. I don't know how we can find our way, worm our way, because that all adds on to the branding, brand awareness, and that helps this about, because people need to know that these are scholars that we are churning out of NiBS. So please don't leave here without at least one book in your hand. If possible, get all the books and support them. I'm sure President will also say we're working on, I'm part of the editorial team, and we're working on the next newsletter for alumni. We'll be encouraging most of us to bring in articles, works that we have done, that we can publish and let the world know the kind of scholarly work that is ongoing at NiBS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sintin. Indeed, knowledge acquired is supposed to be shared. That is why at NiBS we say one of the things we do here is to share, and that's what you have seen being shared. But I must admit, or I must correct the fact that we state in there that we are products of NiBS. The only difference is that the doctorate was issued by SVS. That's the only thing. But we acknowledge NiBS. We are proud of NiBS. We can never detach ourselves from NiBS. Just to throw a little bit of lights on things at the MC, and I happen to have my I think I can take advantage of that and throw a bit more light on that. But this is the privilege I have as the MC, so you can beat me. Just quickly, the fact of the matter is that we all acknowledge we are in a very complex and rapidly changing environment, and we require to think on our feet. We need to think on the go. And traditional strategy, our strategic management approach that has been taught over the years has changed, where you don't need to project too long into the future. You need to be, very at visiting and revisiting your strategy and all that. And then what about leadership? I was happy when Bob said executive development program coming up. In our part of the world, not many people are deliberately trained to be leaders. So we all occupy leadership positions by virtue of either academic education or by experience. So by that default, we try to do everything. But it's very important that we are deliberate about understanding leadership, and we need to, comprehend the times and apply the needed styles as such. So that is what the book is talking about. Thank you very much for the opportunity to market my books more. It's very good, maybe for the younger ones. With us here is one gentleman. He's a gentleman. There's no single alumni or alumnus of this great institution to speak who has not experienced it. A round of applause. Let's acknowledge Dr. Hope. Dr. Hope, please. We celebrate you. Dr. Hope has most of us and work. We appreciate it very much. Now we are at the point where I'm moving now from changing issues from MC to Electoral Commission chairman. Now my post has come. I need to announce that I was the chairman of the EC. The Electoral Commission members included Ajaybi, Duncan, and Nurse. Unfortunately, they are not here. Most they are engaged outside the country and elsewhere. So I stand in the shoes and on the behalf to just tell us a bit about the roadmap that brought us where we are today. We were called upon as members, as very committed members of the Alumni Association, to help through the electoral process. we accepted the challenge. We immediately went into action by drawing a roadmap, which included the nomination of candidates and acceptance, shortlisting, elections, declaration of results, and this is where we are. But we have a certain criteria for the nominations. The nominations were based on one, member must be in good standing. By good standing, we all know you must do your dues. And you must, first of all, also be ready to serve. You may be in good standing, but you may not be willing to serve. So that was another one. That's availability to serve. And the third one had to do also with the fact that commitment, so to speak. And so nominations were done, and a short listing took place based on that criteria, and we arrived at the short list. Elections were held virtually because in this day and age, members are spread all over. We cannot do physical voting. So virtual voting took place, and by that, we arrived at the executive, the executive elect today, and we're here to investiture. So that is how the roadmap was. One of the critical challenges we had initially was because it's virtual, we couldn't have a physical meeting to actually offer opportunity to the leaders to campaign. They had to do their campaign by other means, either talking to individuals or appealing to individuals on the platform. That was done, and the challenge was getting nominees. So we had to really extend at the point just to ensure that we get the committed people who do the job for us. But believing as a team that possibility is a state of mind, the reality is possibility. So we made it possible, and today we are here. Thanks to God. So that is how we arrived here today. So by that, I will proceed by introducing the outgoing executive first for us to know the team that took up the mantle right from 2018 to date. In fact, I must admit, if you remember, this is the first time there is going to be a handing over and taking over ceremony or investiture. So it's a special day. The first person is our distinguished Dr. Gardner Tinkwang, who is the outgoing president of the Alumni Association. Let's give her a round of applause. The second was the one we saw on the video. Unfortunately, Dr. Jeremy is not here, but he the outgoing vice president of the Alumni Association. I wish you can show his face on the screen for all of us to see. Then we have Dr. Paul, who is the outgoing financial secretary. And then we have Mr. Tempe, the secretary. The outgoing organizing secretary is Dr. Oh, come now. Dr. Abu, sorry. So these are our distinguished leaders, those who served us diligently, sacrificed for the association, they brought us together and kept us together. Our outgoing, we are so grateful. We are really grateful. I will call upon you again when the time is due. We are grateful. Thank you. Now, we move on quickly to the introduction of the incoming executive. The president-elect, at this point, we have not, so in fact, one of the powers I go today with the permission of president and executive is that as a lecturer, I can still say, let's receive the vote count. There can be a petition anyway. So the president-elect is Dr. David sorry, Junior. The vice president-elect, Dr. Martin Yamborija Kobio. Unfortunately, he's also not here. He is bereaved. So he's currently engaged in his father's arrangement. So he's not here with us. But he is the vice president-elect. And we have the secretary, Dr. Bernadette Hoffman. And financial secretary is Dr. Baba Grimer. In fact, when Doc saw me in the northern attire, he said, you have defeated my outlook, because Doc would have given it a different look altogether. You want the three you want, the peace. But look, today I am the one in charge. And then we have the organizing secretary, Mr. Agrave Rashidangwa. So, with much respect and honor, I humbly call on Prof to lead a declaration of faith for the incoming president. With a round of applause, let's welcome Prof. Yeah. And
A big one.
I, Dr. David Amosa Jr.,
an alumnus of NiBS, do solemnly swear to uphold the honorable traditions and the mission of the Executive Council of the NiBS Alumni Association. I will endeavor to earn my place in this prestigious council, which by its devotion to this ideal has brought recognition and honor to the association. I do solemnly swear to commit myself as an executive council member of the NiBS Alumni Association to the highest standards of service to humanity, wherever my life touches that of others. As a socially responsible citizen,
commit myself to the search for
I commit myself to the search for
solutions to all forms of depression.
solutions to all forms of oppression.
Do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to provide more intellectual and generous financial support
to provide moral, intellectual, and generous financial support.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to provide moral, intellectual, and generous financial support.
to provide moral, intellectual, and generous financial support.
I encourage others to attain
And I will encourage others to attend
my alma mater,
my alma mater,
and thus to contribute
and thus to contribute
to the perpetuation of the noble work of the Alumni in Europe.
the perpetuation of the noble work of the next Alumni Association in general.
So help me God.
So help me God. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations, congratulations. You have just been sworn in. I will call on Dr. Gwan to do the handshake, and then we do the medal. Yes. Thank you. Give him a handshake, and then from there, can we have the medals for the various offices? And Doc, you hand over the medals to them for us. So starting with the president of the Alumni Association. Let's give him a round of applause again. The vice president's not here, so the secretary. And also secretary, congratulations, congratulations. And the vice secretary. So thank you, Dr. Governor. Please do the pinning for us of the lapel on the dresses for us. This is beautiful, but the beauty we are witnessing today definitely will translate into action, where we'll see, as Dr. Gardner said, the words, the campaign, the promises. We must have legs. We must give legs to the campaign promises. And so I'm repeating that the beauty today must translate into that. This is the day indeed the Lord has made. It has been programmed that from this day we shall secure the affairs of the Alumni Association, and we have declared as such, and it has been sealed, signed and sealed, and we shall deliver. Well, thank you very much. And please, take your seats. Let's give them a round of applause. So now we have the president-elect turning into former president. So now, as the electoral commissioner, I have to be careful at this point because the president can decide that now the powers are. Anyway, thank you, and once again, congratulations to all of you. It's been beautiful. having attend this meeting. At this point, works always and always deserve commendation. Sometimes bad works, as somebody would say, deserve commendation for us to see improvement. So at this point, the outgoing executive require commendation. And I'll call on our president and executive team, Professor Chia Women Chima, to do us the honors by presenting some citations to our, let's give them a round of applause. All right, the first to be recognized and in fact recognized, I will not say because we forever be grateful. This has gone as been Dr. Governor. Yeah. All right, it is in recognition of your exemplary service and extraordinary leadership in instituting and advancing the NiBS Alumni Association. Dr. All right. Sorry. All right. So once more. In fact, when award is given, so all right. In fact, I must say that God respect me, but this is and so she loves it. Thank you, Doc. We appreciate that. The next one goes to the secretary, Mr. Temple. Let's give him a round of applause. It's a plaque. The next, thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
I thought we were going to say it in French. Anyway, the next is Dr. Joseph No, our outgoing financial secretary. That's beautiful, very beautiful, 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 beautiful. No, thank you very much.
Thank you very much too.
All right. Now we have the last one. Okay, this not here, but in fact, described as the African organizing secretary. But I got not mentioning the setup of the office and all that. President, former organizing secretary, please. We thank you, we appreciate you. We are grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For a moment, I got confused.
Let us see the show. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Let's give it to Prof as well for giving us the honors. Prof, we are so grateful. In fact, distinguished guests here in Gabon, we are so grateful for your presence, and you have made the day so wonderful for us. And as the MC, stepping into the shoes of the president of this great institution and the president of the president-elect, I want to say thank you. We are grateful, but we are not ended yet. I am doing that on my behalf. Now, and President of the Alumni Association give us a speech. With a big round of applause. Let's welcome the newest one in President of the NiBS Alumni Association. Thank you very much. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I think when I was doing the introduction, it didn't do it right. He just said, Dr. Musa Dai, Commissioner General, this is the man who has connected our lives to the E-levy and all that. So we should have added E-levy so that we all know who. I remember I was telling my wife, that's my language, of course, she's also Dr. Annie. Okay, please let them see you, please. Yeah. So I was telling Dr. Bush that the very day they started the E-levy, I was sending money to my wife. It was 2008. And then I saw the guy, I said, no, I said this, I didn't say it. They looked at what's the point? Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for this evening. I said, I thought about you and I sent it. Okay, so I was going to say a lot of things about Prof, but I think everything I've said about him. So Prof, we are just grateful you better this concept of what we are enjoying today, because without you, I don't think we would have been called doctors. Now let me just go back quickly into a little story. When Prof brought China International Business School to Africa, I was one of the first students, and then I remember my conversation, I don't know if he remembers. I was telling Prof that because I'm going to cost off a lot of money, like 25,000, boss, I didn't call him Prof. I was like, boss, are you sure this money, if I put it there, I'll get my money swear. If I do it, he said, gentlemen, go for the first class. If you are not happy, come for your money. I said, I went to the first lecture, and the Prof was looking for, I was dodging because I was okay with the program. So SIFs actually brought us into contact with each other, and I've always been following him. So when news came, and then I went to the leadership. So eventually leadership came. I said, look, since I was part of the first cohort of SIFs, I want to be part of the first cohort of leadership. And today, here we are. So, Prof, I don't want to talk too much, but thank you so much for opportunity to bring to a lot of people. As President said, we have about 260 alumni doctors already. We have about 234 students. So give or take in about 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we should have 1,000 doctors, and we have no excuse. So let's look into that. I'm not going to take on more. The next I'll talk about is the first time I saw a skyscraper being built, it didn't make sense to me. I think they were digging and digging and digging, digging to the ground, almost like the same height of it. I was like, wow. And they said, for the building to stand, it has to go down the same lane. Sometimes you don't see what is underneath. All you see is what is on the surface. And this is what I want to talk about. One person, that's Dr. Madam, Dr. Mercy Tinkrai, Gardner Tinkrai. Nobody sees, all we see just alumni, but nobody's seeing what she's dug down. And today, all of us are standing here very excited. Please, let these figures out for us. She's a strong person. A yes is a yes, a no is a no, is a you or the higher number. And then my disease topic is about self-efficacy leadership. Basically, it's where you are the higher one you're starting everything for, because you have the knowledge, the thinker, know-how. And that's what they will fully see. And I'm very happy to say that I learned a lot of things. One thing that she's probably not when I tell her today, but I have learned, and I hope if our leaders in this country will learn that, we'll be very successful. She's not aware, but I'm telling her that's what I'm going to carry to my next team. And that was financial transparency and accountability. She kept insisting on it. If you don't believe in, I will not sign the check. And I think it's all follows you. So, Dr. Mercy, got nothing there. We are so grateful. All the hard times, the COVID time, we talk at down meetings, and I'm a very strong woman controlling all the men. She comes, who are we? We have to be there. And yes, Mother, yes. Thank you so much. You're a powerful woman, and you have given us the reason to be here today. Please, let's give a round of applause again. To the other executives, be fantastic. We have our fights, our power, and every time this man is a peacemaker. Dr. Doe, he has a way. He was, yes, and then he's a social media person. So some eventually, I think, was a very wonderful. And Mr. Pempe is, I actually told that Pempe, don't think you're out. You're going to be part of the new body in so many. He's a hardworking person. So that was a very wonderful thing. So thank you so much. Now to the Electoral Commission, I think you guys did a fantastic job. Like I was telling you today, people were being nervous and all that. Are you getting it? People were lobbying behind the scenes because we were afraid. But somehow we were able to manage this clearly. And today, look at all of us. We are very happy. And then I can tell the authority in my capacity as the new president that we are going to be in power for a while, okay? Unless you make me angry. Unless a new government comes and takes you over, I think we are going to be better. Okay. And then to my fellow. First, my fellow contestants, a lot of us contested and made it interesting. And one person I really want to acknowledge is Commissioner Dr. Kelso. He ran for the vice presidency. And I think that they could have won easily, but there were 3 people that were the same board. So I now said I just took advantage and they won. And then the part that actually blew was that he was the first person to come on the platform and say, look, I congratulate all of you, and you have my support and everything. So please, not just in words or in action. We are going to make you ahead. We're going to send you on the committees. Choose which one you want. You're going to be part of us. And then all the other contestants, by virtue of the fact that you avail yourself, it means they are ready to serve. So all the other heads committees are going to activate back in the governing council. We expect you to take those roles. And then to my fellow executives, we had our first Zoom meeting yesterday, and it was fun. And I think, this man, if you don't know him in Ghana, then you have a problem. Our organizing secretary, MPP, and if you don't know him, you're the one talking everywhere we do and all that. So we know that he's going to bring something to us. I know Dr. Hoffman very well. I know who she is. And of course, Dr. Obama is my classmate. He's the most efficient student ever, up to date. He never missed the class, notes, everything. And he's the most prim and proper. Once you become, you can't dodge once. So I know that our finances are also very, very safe. Now, I just want to say thank you as well to everybody who showed up. Dr. Hord, Shabu Ali, KK, a very good friend of mine, Rita, my former manager, now finished University of Ghana also, yeah. I was just saying that any guy, please let them see, any guy who's interested,
just pass it through. I just take a small commission. And still, okay. So, what I told my executive yesterday is that we have one clear mission. For what Madam President and our team did, we cannot fail. That word is out of our vocabulary. And it's not too difficult. But the first step is to make this brand very attractive so that all the so-called fallen soldiers or alumni who, for what reason, they don't want to be part and all that, we need to make the brand so attractive that they want to be identified with it. So, like I said, the first steps is what, like, and process in a certain way. How do we build our own brand, our culture, let people identify us, know who we are, let them know the kind of people we are. So our first mission is how do we put in place and all that. And because of my background, marketing communication, I am more like a brand hype person. How do we hype the NiBS brand to make it so that everybody wants to be part? And it's very easy. Once you're able to get the brand being very, very attractive and respected, you know what happened? People start looking for the bearers of this particular brand. And when they start looking for the bearers, who are they looking for? They are looking for us. And then they start respecting what we do. I was telling a few of them that a few years ago, I used to shave off my beard, and I know the people I interact with are mostly in business, are mostly 65. I'll be 50 this year, so I'm not that old. 65, 70, thereabout. And then one man told David, whatever you say makes a lot of sense. But so long as we don't see as one of us our age, whatever you say is nonsense. So at that point, I decided to grow my white beard. And now when I talk, people listen to me. So we have to make sure end of this year or next year, everybody must listen or look at NiBS so that they now hear what we have for them. Because if they don't see and respect us, whatever comes from our mouth will not make sense. And that for me summarizes all that Prof was trying to say. People should need to know who we are. And then once they know who we are, they will listen to us. So on behalf of my executive body, again, I'd like to say a big thank you to Prof, to my outgone executive, veteran commissioner, and everybody. And I want to assure all of you that whatever has been built on by the previous executive, we are now going to take off and then move into the sky. The sky is even the beginning. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And we hope all of you are going to support us. Thank you again. Thank you, President. Thank you, President. I will also at this point pray to God that it should give me a growing peace so that when I talk to people, they listen to me. Because this my baby face has been a problem for me several years. So, President, I'll come to you for Apple so that I will grow my face small. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished scholars and guests, we have come to the end of our investiture program for today. It's been wonderful having you. We are so grateful. Without you, this program wouldn't have been a success. Please, let's all put our hands together to our office manager. Where is she? Margaret. Where's Margaret? There's a reason I want us to see Margaret. Margaret, opportunity comes back to one, so Margaret is also single. Yeah. And she's done a fantastic way. I mean, I think she was about a lot of things, but today we have a less or acknowledge her when she comes. Thank you. Thank you, President. I must say here that she contributed with me to work as an electoral commission because most of the things that she was the one who actually make sure it goes out. So, Margaret, Sylvia comes, Margaret, please come to me. Let's, as the president indicated, you can see, let's give round of applause. We are so grateful. We've done so well, marvelously well. We are so good. So, and we are beautiful. So we are seeing your face and we shall reach out at the right time. So we thank you very much. On this note, I would say we are grateful. This ends here, but outside we have refreshments.
before the refreshment, we want to create institutional memory. Yes, the presence cannot just we can't just go like that. So we have some photographs outside, photo shoot outside. Then we can capture you as we are coming in and all that. That's at the end, we still have the opportunity to have the photo shoot. So as we step out, we have the photo shoot, then the refreshment continues. We give us some highlight music for us for our dancing feats. I don't base this on GTV. Music for our dancing feats and all that. So on this, once again, thank you very much. We are grateful. May the Lord keep us all safe, and we thank God for bringing us to a successful end of this program. Since we have alumni and alumnus of this association who is a reverend, I will humbly call on Reverend Dr. Omishabai to give us a closing prayer. Let's give him a round of applause. The Commissioner General of GIO. I think it starts from several, so we can start. Father, we are grateful to you for this day. Thank you so much for the training of this we are just handing over. I will thank you for the work and the good program. And the Lord, we can come to you today and we can give our thanks for estimation to the following. Still, in the community, into your hands. The Lord, the grace that you gave to those who have just handed over, you shall give them a double portion. But Father, they shall do go beyond and which their predecessors have done. And when we come to the end of the agenda, we shall sing out the truth that we good unto thee and good unto us. We also thank you, God, for everyone that is here today. And we pray that this will depart in glory for us. But our steps and your blessing overtake us. In Jesus' name. Amen. 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 God. Thank you very much. So please, the program was ended. Let's step out for the photo shoots.